In the hidden valley where sunlight danced through gentle zephyrs, there existed a garden unlike any other. Here each plant glowed with a dim, mesmerizing hue, its glow a quiet testament to a sorrow willingly surrendered. The air was thick with an eerie sense of tranquility. It was scented sweet, yet tinged with the bitter hint of forgotten pain. The gardener, cloaked in mystery, was a solitary figure wreathed in whispers and shadows. They moved through the garden with a poetic grace, their hands tending to each plant as though performing a sacred ritual. Their touch was gentle, every clip and cut softened with empathy. With each prune or watering can, they absorbed the heartache within the leaves and petals, and the garden pulsed with life. Visitors came to the garden in a steady stream, seeking solace from the memories that consumed them. Heartaches of lost loves, the bitterness of betrayal, and the quiet despair of unfulfilled dreams. They approached the gardener, eyes averted and steps faltering as if crossing a fragile bridge. A whispered wish, a shared burden, and the gardener would listen patiently, hands poised over fertile soil. Each memory was transformed into a new plant, its color and scent a unique blend reflecting the suffering left behind. The garden thrived under this toil, a mosaic of living griefs cloaked in petals and vines. Yet, as beauty flourished, a shadow grew over the gardener. The weight of each memory, the responsibility to tend to them, was a chain they bore with stoic resolve. In the heart of the valley, where the garden resided, a once vibrant tapestry of life now sagged beneath invisible burdens. More visitors arrived each day, drawn to the promise of forgetfulness. They came bearing their agonizing memories like unwanted offerings, each hoping to abandon sorrow while fleeing into oblivion. As the gardener moved through the dense expanse, each step felt heavy, as though treading through someone else's despair. Their hands, usually deft and graceful, now trembled with fatigue, for they were tasked with untangling the knotted threads of countless lives. The once luminescent plants had begun to wither, their glowing hues dulled by a growing shadow. Each plant whispered as it was placed into the soil, its light flickering uncertainly as joy's sustenance waned. The garden, once a haven of solace, now groaned under the silence of too many forgotten cries. Every wilted leaf told a tale of unrelenting heartache, blossoms drooping under the heaviness of collective grief. The gardener paused, a figure amidst the sorrow-choked greenery. Their soul ached from bearing witness to endless sorrow. They knew each plant intimately, the child lost, the love unrequited, the betrayal unfathomed, all manifesting into a painful symphony that had become their own. The heart of the garden pulsed slower now, its rhythm echoing a mournful lament, craving the vibrancy that was slowly being extinguished. Enshrouded by fading colors, the gardener sank to their knees, fingers embedding into the cool earth, yearning to give what they had not been given. But joy was scarce here, the balance felt unattainable. Where light once danced, shadows now loomed, casting a pallor over memories both embraced and forgotten. Thus, in this sacred place, the gardener's reflection was not just their own, but was etched with the burdens of those who had forgotten through their intervention. This sorrowful garden, a repository of grief, required resilience they were unsure they could summon. In the heart of the valley, beneath skies of pale, wavering blues, the gardener stood amidst the wilting, weary world of forgotten memories. Quiet despair clung to the air like a cold mist, suffusing the garden with a heaviness that made every leaf droop, every blooming sorrow an echo of someone else's turmoil, now his own. Yet, in his isolated moments, beneath the boughs of memory's painted foliage, an idea quietly prospered. It began as a whisper, growing into the tender resolve to save this sacred grove. He understood that the garden's life was tethered not just to the darkness of memories, but to light, an equal measure that had been long absent. He set to his task with determined gentleness. Into the earth, alongside those grim, somber roots, he planted something new, seeds of laughter, fragments of unbridled joy, moments cherished so deeply they glowed with a brilliance the garden hadn't seen in years. These were seeds gifted by those who chose to remember happiness, who wished to balance their sorrow with euphoria left intact. Time, slow and steady, revealed the miracle of his toil. Green crept into corners it had deserted, tendrils stretched to greet the sun, whose interest rekindled with every hopeful sprout. Colors, once muted, burst forth in a vibrant symphony, painting a new story against the old canvas of grief. Days turned into weeks. Under the passionate watch of the gardener, the garden transformed. Here were blooms of laughter nestled alongside the somber silhouette of loss, a reminder of life's duality. The gardener, for the first time in years, allowed himself a moment of peace. He listened to the whispers in the leaves, a symphony forged from the marriage of joy and sorrow. In this reclaimed balance, he discovered a profound truth. Sorrow, tempered by joy, could thrive without a need to overshadow the other. And thus the garden lived, an eternal ledger of the human condition, resting beneath skies of blue, turned brilliant with hope, and the gardener, the quiet steward of this newfound paradise. The garden now thrived not merely as a repository of forgotten aches, but as a sanctuary of balanced memories, where sadness danced gently with hope, and the gardener, through nurturing dual truths, found tranquility within himself.